Hey Clashers, and welcome back to another video. And well, today we want to take a look at the strongest and the most difficult army at the same time. Strongest, I mean, well, I feel like this army composition is just so insanely strong if you can master it, but nearly no one has mastered it. But still, I'm trying to show you a couple of basics. You can try it. I tried it a couple of times already as well. It's a ton of fun if it's working and you have like the possibility of mastering everything. But it's a long way. So let's take a look at the first base. So I talked a bit to Yo-Yo from Alternate because he is pushing with this strategy and he's around the top 50 in the world with this army composition legend. And he's doing really great things with that. So I asked him a couple of questions. And first off, most of the time you're trying to go for the Town Hall if the Clan Castle allows that. What do I mean by that? The Clan Castle is one of the most important defenses against your heroes. So if you have to face the enemy clan castle with your heroes, most of the time you're getting little to nothing with your heroes. So the first thing is always, I guess, to check out where the clan castle is. And if it's really one-sided, try to do a hero push on the other side with your heroes, and that's what I'm doing right now. I'm trying to push in. There's only one headhunter in this army composition, which is quite important to mention because most of the time you're using that for your heroes. So taking enemy heroes out early and protecting your own heroes from the insane damage which enemy heroes can do, it is really important to use this headhunter early. On this one, I'm trying to get the enemy Inferno Tower as well, and I'm using right now a couple of loons on the outside to get a bit better pathing for this Royal Champion shield. That's what I'm trying to do. It did not work out that great, but still it's alright. The queen at the top side, though, is entering the god mode because she's even taking down the eagle, which is awesome for us. And this means it's an easy pathing for us from the top side. You want to not use the Ice Hound right away because it's kind of nice to have Ice Hound in this army composition, but you want to have it exploding on the most important buildings, which, for example, I was hoping for that it's exploding next to the town hall. That's like where I would like to have my Ice Hound go. Now, obviously, the Lalo getting into that enemy Royal Champion. We took down the Queen already, so we have the Rage and Skeleton combination for this enemy Royal Champion, and this is looking really good. I'm using the Blimp on this one because I wasn't sure about the pathing and everything into that town. I wanted to have the town hall down as quick as possible. So with those Rage loons, it's going down kind of quick. Warden ability for the rest of the loons. So we have 2 haste spells left, and that's the most important thing about this strategy, that you have so many spells. But that is making the strategy so hard as well. And well, most of the times you cannot always go for such a crazy value. So most of the time what you're doing in the Lalo is basically you're creating, or you're trying to form the base how you need the base with your own spells. So in a Blizzard, in a Lightning Lalo attack, you can always take down certain areas of the base to form this L shape, which you normally go for. So having like an L form of the base left, it's really good with the pathing and everything. So taking down the core, for example. That's not possible with this army composition. So you need to adapt with your spells, basically. Let's take a look at the next base, because a lot of people asked for box bases when I did my last P.E.K.K.A. Smash or like Tiny Smash video. So let's put some in there, because I used this attack strategy on around 5,400 trophies, and I finished with like 307 trophies overall, like getting that on offense. So we have a lot of different attacks to choose from, and I feel like the box base is a really annoying base to go against. But especially with Lalo, it's a pretty nice thing, because this time we have a core clan castle. So this means basically that we could enter from any side. We always have to face the clan castle, or at least get close to the clan castle and risk getting into that range. And as Yo-Yo said earlier, or like as Yo-Yo tried to explain to me earlier, that when you have basically no huge value option, or like not an off-central clan castle, the default thing to do is always just go for the Town Hall. The reason for that is that you always empower your Warden with this, because you do not need the Warden ability anymore for that Town Hall. And that's huge. That's really, really huge, because you're getting so much value due to that and giving that to your Warden that, for example, the entire core with like a double scatter shot, things like that, you don't care about that. You're just Rage and your loons are going through everything like nothing. So that's really, really, really cool. Now the Lalo from the top side, sending everything in over there. Really wide Lalo. I feel like that's the best thing on this base. And now, obviously, I need to somehow deal with that enemy super minions, dealing with the enemy heroes. And I'm using like a ton of spells to take down the enemy heroes, because both of them are close to each other, which means the Queen and the Royal Champion. Freezing, double skeleton spell, And guys, just never underestimate how much damage a raged up skeleton spell can do, especially if you have 2 of them. It's pretty crazy. Now the Warden ability in that core, so the backhand can't deal any damage anymore. And this base is looking crushed. So that's how easy it could look. Even though it's still, like, I wouldn't consider me being like a pro or whatever in this LaLo composition, but it's a lot of fun. It's a lot of fun, and you have so much impact on the attack. And this is something which I really like. I don't like the strategies where you basically put everything at the beginning, and that's more or less it. I feel like I want to have, like, when I'm playing a game, I want to do something, right? I do not want to just play a game and watch everything happening on its own. I want to have impact, and that's LaLo in a nutshell, basically. LaLo is just so much about what you do and how you do it. So let's take a look at the next base. We have another base where there's an offset clan castle. This clan castle is more leaning towards the 9 o'clock side, so we want to go in from the right side. That's the idea right now. So let's try it. First off, king and queen to walk to the top side, then the double layer wall break, and one thing which is important, you do not have an ice golem. But what you have instead is a boulder. And now I mean, that was the question which I had the first time using this army composition, because going into this army composition, I basically copied it from some of the pros. So for example, from Jojo. And the first time I copied it from him, I was like, why is this bowler over there? Like, is there always a crazy funnel which you can do with the bowler bounce? Like, do you always look for that bowler bounce? Like, is that the purpose of this bowler? And to be honest, no. that's not the purpose of this bowler, and that's not the reason why this bowler is in this army composition. There's a different reason for that. Especially when you're getting higher up, or like especially when you're facing those annoying Hound clan castles, because those are the most annoying things to face when playing Sui LaLo, because those Hound and Headhunter combination, you can't take them out that easily. Yes, you have a poison, but at the same time, the Headhunters will deal a ton of damage to your heroes, and this is not the best thing to happen. So what you can do is you can lure off the clan castle nicely, and then just use the bowler to snipe the Headhunters, because a wizard, for example, would hit the Hound first. A bowler can only hit ground, right? So the bowler is going to attack the enemy Headhunters no matter what. So that's a really nice thing to take down the Headhunters in that clan castle, and that's the reasoning why we are going for that one bowler. That's the reason. So let's get back to the LaLo, because this one is getting kind of messy, if I have to admit that, because this one is showing perfectly that there is not always that perfect pathing for the LaLo. Sometimes it has to be dirty, and sometimes you need to redirect all of the loons with spells. So you need to rage and haste the correct groups of loons to make sure that you have basically a wall of loons flying over the base, and that's the thing which is so complicated sometimes, because you have so many spells. So at some point you have to use them, and you have to use them accordingly to make sure that the loons are not flying left, right, top, bottom, wherever they want. You need to control them, and that's the difficult thing. And that's why Blizzard LaLo, for example, or Zap LaLo, is just so much easier, because you have a lot of your army already gone. So for example, the lightnings, you have a lot of spells gone. You have the super wizard blimp, you have the blimp, and already a couple of spells gone. So you have less to concentrate on during the LaLo, but with this strategy you have everything. You have spells, you have your siege machine, you have everything, and you need to concentrate on everything. So now let's take a look at the ring base, because I feel like ring bases are one of the easiest things to take down with this army composition. Obviously, ring bases always have been one of the easiest bases to attack with LaLo. The reason for that is that you can attack those bases so surgically, which means you can circle the base with a LaLo, and then you can just send in this one powerful blimp to take down the town hall. But now, first off, let's take a look. First, we're breaking in our king, breaking our queen, using the royal champion to kind of increase this gap which we are doing in the outside ring. So basically we have a ring which is at one part of the base. It's kind of like interrupted, and this entry, we're going to use that as an opening for our LaLo. So far our heroes are still doing good. I'm trying to snipe the scatter shot with a wall break. It did not work. The scatter is like surviving with 1 HP. And now some people would start onto that scatter. But no, that's not how you do it. You're looking for the sweeper. The last sweeper is pointed towards the bottom side of the space. So we want to start from the top side. And that's what I'm doing over here. Starting off with that Ice Hound, because the Ice Hound would do like a nice freeze onto the scatter, onto the air defense, and a lot of defenses over there, so that's great. And letting the Hounds fly across the base so I have the most tanking out of them as possible. Now the Blimp. Now I'm raging the right side. The only purpose of raging the right side is all about pushing the first group of loons into the core, and that's working perfectly. You can see the first group of loons all redirecting into the core, and that's what we would like to see. Now the next rage onto the outside. Most of the time you have the combination of rage and skeletons to take down enemy heroes, and that's it. That's it all about. And now we're using the last taste just to get everything into the back end. Not sure if the last freeze was good. I feel like the last freeze would have been better onto that last scatter, but we're doing a nice back end loon to kind of like snipe the scatter on the back end. And that's it. Like, the loon is making it onto the scatter, taking it down, and this is our next 3-star. So as I said, if you're trying out this army, be prepared that you're going to fail a lot in the beginning, most likely. No offense intended, as I did. Like, I did a lot of fails in the beginning with using this strategy, but slowly I'm getting better at it. I feel like you can use this strategy on more different bases than, for example, Blizzard LaLo, and that's the reason why I'm trying to learn it. So thank you guys so much for watching this video. I hope I was able to help you a little bit more into the strategy, and we'll see you guys back tomorrow. Until then, see ya, and bye-bye.